Okay, so folks, thanks for joining us. This is Spoon TV. We're coming to you live from the grounds of the legislature, and Nelson Collet behind camera is Ernest Benda. We're here as usual to give you a quick update on some of the unfoldings here today on the grounds of the legislature to bring you up to speed with some of the major decisions, some of the actions, taken here at the first branch of government. Just before moving to the updates, we want you to give us update on the audio quality. Kindly let us know as to whether the audio quality is something we can work with. We want you to give us a feedback on the quality of the audio just before beginning this quick update. Whether the audio quality is something we can work with, whether you can hear me well, and of course, then we get started with this quick update here from the ground of the legislature, the first branch of government, where you have two separate houses working together in coordination to ensure the smooth functioning of the Liberian government. And a lot of people across the country will refer to this place as the biggest political theater. This is where major decisions are made. This is where sometimes, okay, so I'm getting update that I'm very low. We'd like you to give us more update on the audio quality just before we kickstart this. Okay, someone says it's clear. Someone says the audio, the sound is terrible. Well, we will have to make a quick adjustment on that, and then we'll come back to give you more of these here, folks. Let's hope we can make a very quick adjustment on this and come back and give you to provide you. Another one says the sound is low. Yes, we want to get the updates coming in. Another one says the sound is low. Just give us update on the audio quality. Let's hope we can get this. Another person says the audio is not clear. All right, so we will make some adjustments on the quality of the audio, and we'll come back to ensure that we bring this odd update right here from the grounds of the legislature. Lots of happiness here today, and let's hope we can switch our microphone to just give you the best. Okay, so I'm getting update now that the sound is good. Someone says the sound is perfect, and I see lots of updates coming in, feedbacks that the sound is now good. We appreciate all of you for giving us update on the audio quality here as we are doing this together. And of course, yes, it's been a long day here on the grounds of the legislature at the Capitol building, the first branch of government, where major decisions are made in the interest of the Liberian people, or for and on behalf of the Liberian people. Over 5 million Liberians elect 73 men at the House of Representatives and 30 men at the level of the Liberian Senate to represent their interests, to make decisions on their behalf, since in fact they all cannot sit here at this first branch of government and make decisions. So beginning with the Liberian Senate, it's been a long day here. I know bulk of the attention has been on the House of Representatives, but at the level of the Liberian Senate, there was a session conducted today. The Liberian Senate was able to successfully conduct the 46-day regular sitting of the first session of the 55th legislature. And as part of today's session, one of the major, actions taken by the Liberian Senate, or the House of Elders, was the passage of a bill. Now, the Committee on Public Corporation, Judiciary, Claims and Petition went ahead, and of course there was an act presented today by that committee to create the Liberian Seaport Regulatory Authority, and of course to ensure that the Liberian Seaport is decentralized. As you may be aware, there are several ports across the country. Aside from the free port of Monrovia, you have the port city of Buchanan, and of course, another port in the southeastern region and across the country. So there has been this conversation, there has been this debate. Initially, this particular instrument was introduced on the floor of the Liberian Senate at plenary, and this committee was given the the go ahead, the responsibility to do due diligence to this particular instrument. The committee came up with a report today, and the plenary of the Liberian Senate voted in a yea or nay vote in favor of this quest to decentralize the ports of the country, to give them autonomous status. What this means is that the free port of Monrovia is not going to be at full control, or let's say the ports in the other counties, in the different counties across the country, are not going to be reporting to the authorities or the leadership of the free port of Monrovia. So all those ports now have autonomous status. They will run their own state affairs. They will generate their own revenue and be able to contribute to national coffers. But this bill today was able to pass successfully at the level of the Liberian Senate. What this means is that since, in fact, this is the legislature, this bill will be going next to the House of Representatives. That body will have to concur with the Liberian Senate before this bill is finally passed from the legislature. And of course, the president will have to sign onto it. Then it becomes a law. So this bill, upon this passage, will be the first instrument coming from the level of the Liberian Senate to the House of Representatives, since the tension began at the House of Representatives, talking about the removal of the Speaker of the 55th legislature. This will be the first bill coming from the upper house to the lower house for concurrence. Like in the case of the national budget, there are concerns, there are speculations. Liberians are asking, especially since the Liberian Senate passed this particular bill, as to where exactly is the leadership of the Liberian Senate going to address this bill, as to whether it's going to be addressed to the Speaker of the 55th legislature, Speaker Councillor J. Funati Kofa, or to the majority bloc. That's something that remains uncertain. But what is the situation now, or what the situation is now, is that the Liberian Senate has passed on to that particular instrument for onward concurrence with the lower house. So aside from this, there has also been concerns with respect to officials appointed by the president or nominated by the president, some of whom will not be confirmed by the Liberian Senate, but pending confirmation or even with the rejection of some of those nominees from the level of the executive. In some cases, they will go ahead and act upon the instruction of the president. We saw that with previous administration under former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's administration, when in the case of Madam Brough, when she was rejected by the Senate, at some point she had to act, and all of that. So the Senate has been very concerned about that. A discussion has sparked at the level of the Liberian Senate. A committee was given this task to take a look at this particular situation and come up with a way around it. So the committee is the Judiciary, Human Rights, Claims and Petition, and the bill is an act to establish the time frame at an appointed position in government. And so this committee was able to finally present her report today as well to lawmakers at the level of the Liberian Senate. And there was a debate. As we speak, lawmakers are divided on this particular situation. There are some lawmakers who think, there are some senators who think that the time frame for anyone should act should remain 3 months, nothing more than 3 months, while others think that there should be some adjustment to the time. There are other acting in those different positions, where there are other lawmakers who think that the period is short. 3 months is just short. The executive, giving the president is the head of the executive. He's the commander-in-chief of the country. He should have that authority. He should have that will to nominate individuals or give folks the opportunity to act at the level of the executive, to act in those different positions without any time frame. So senators have been divided on this. There was a heated debate at the level of the Liberian Senate, and they did not arrive at a conclusion on this particular issue. So where it stands now is that they debate at the level of the Liberian Senate on whether or not nominees from the president will act in the period of 3 months maximum, or the time there will be some adjustment in the time, a reduction in the time from 3 months maybe to 1 month or less than that, or an extension in the time from 3 months to 4 months to 5 months to 6 months. That's something that the lawmakers, the senators, will be deciding on through a heated debate on Thursday. So that's something that is expected to happen. And of course, there were some efforts made so far, but the lawmakers will be deciding on that on Thursday. Now, the next thing is that today, the Liberian Senate received a communication from the office of the president presenting the draft national budget of for 2025. This instrument is something that has been long overdue. This budget should have been presented on the 31st of October, but of course there was an extension. The executive did address a communication to the legislature seeking an extension in the time from the 31st of October to the 8th of November, and then following some adjustments, finally the budget has been presented to the legislature. So the Senate received, according to the Decent Work Act, the minimum wage for any individual, anybody working in government or employees across the country is set at 150 United States dollars. So this is the least that anybody should be making in the Republic of Liberia as per that particular law. But in some instances, it hasn't been the case. Even in government, there are people who have been making far less than that amount. In some cases, 75 USD. In some cases, 100 USD, far below the minimum wage. So the finance minister have been speaking about that, the government's intention to ensure that beginning 2025, January of 2025, when the new budget shall have been passed, that no employee of government will make anything below 150 United States dollars, nothing below the minimum wage. He also spoke about some plans to have police officers being on insurance and a lot more. He addressed at the level of the MICA press conference simultaneously while the budget was being presented or read at the level of the Liberian Senate and also at the House of Representatives. Now, moving to the House of Representatives quickly, just before we conclude this update, it's been a long day here as well. Both houses have been very busy. At the level of the House of Representatives, as early as 9 a.m. this morning, we did see for the first time the Speaker's convoy. The Speaker of the 55th Legislature, Speaker Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, he did drive in with his convoy and a team of some of the lawmakers who are still by his side, who are still standing by him. He made his way at his office, but like other days for the past 1 month or a little over 1 month, the Speaker again wasn't able to get a quorum, so there wasn't official business conducted in the regular chambers of the House of Representatives today, following a press conference yesterday where the Speaker said that resignation is an option, but he wouldn't give in to a group of lawmakers who have decided not to follow the rule of law. On the flip side, we saw the folks from the majority bloc driving in today. They were able to gather right before the rotunda of the legislature, right in the background that you see there. And of course, they subsequently made their way in the joint chambers of the legislature. And big news today was that 2 other lawmakers joined for the 3 lawmakers represented Zina Norman of Bond County, and of course DJ Blue Representative Bernard Benson of Montserrado County, District 17. They joined the majority bloc today, leaving the camp of the speaker. Prior to their decision to cross over, the speaker's his camp, some say the minority bloc, some say the integrity bloc. It depends on where you sit. But that camp had a total of 39 lawmakers, including the speaker himself. But with the decision today, is a takeaway from the number of lawmakers who are in support of the speaker or the strength of the speaker's camp. You'll be left with 27 representatives now on the side of the speaker, including him, while on the flip side, at the level of the majority bloc, you have 45 lawmakers. Where it stands now is that the speaker has held onto his word that he's not going to resign, with 45 lawmakers at the level of the majority bloc. They are still in search of 4 lawmakers to bring the number up to 49, which is the number required by law constitutionally to see the removal of the speaker. And according to the speaker, if the majority bloc cannot get that number, he's not going to give in, because he thinks everything that's going on in the absence of the 49 is a breach of the law, is illegal, and is something that he does not welcome in any way. And aside from that, some of the lawmakers today were appointed. The majority bloc, since in fact some officials of the executive have already started appearing before them, they've embarked on the whole journey of setting up a committee. Remember, they received the budget from the office of the president. The budget was read today in the session of the majority bloc. And so following the reading of that communication from the office, let's say from the executive, they've started doing business. And so they went ahead and suspended some of their colleagues from the level of the minority bloc. So some lawmakers from the minority bloc were suspended today by the lawmakers at the level of the majority bloc. So some of the lawmakers were suspended today. So the plenary of the House of Representatives, some will refer to it that way, or folks from the majority bloc took that decision today to set up, appoint some of their colleagues as chairs or heads of new committees, and of course dissolving the positions of chairmanship given to some of their colleagues, precisely for committees like the Ways, Means, and Finance Committee, and also asking all agencies of government and individuals heading those institutions to avoid doing business with those colleagues of theirs whose positions were dissolved today, or who were suspended today as a result of a decision from that body. Now, so following that decision, you saw the appointment of some individuals, the likes of Representative Sekou Kanen as the chair on executive. Representative Nika Gay was appointed by the majority bloc today as the chair on foreign affairs. Representative P. Mike Jure was appointed as the chair on Ways, Means, Finance, and Development Planning. And of course, you have Representative James Collier was appointed as chair on Rules, Order, and Administration. Also appointed by the majority bloc today was Representative Prince Quenan as co-chair on Public Accounts and Audit at the level of the majority bloc at the House of Representatives. So those were a few decisions that were made. 2 lawmakers joining the majority bloc today, bringing their number to 45. The big question remains whether or not the speaker is going to give in. But if what he said yesterday is something to go by in his press conference, then Liberians can say without facing the wall, with their chest up, that the speaker is resolved. He is prepared for this fight. He has said that he's not going to resign, And until the majority black can get 49, he's not going to step down. So all eyes are up now to seeing what happens. All eyes are up now to see what happens as Liberians are gearing up. The budget is before the majority block, and eyes are up to see what happens on Thursday. Liberians will be here in their numbers. Spoon TV will be here at the level of the legislature to bring you all of the updates from here. I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks for watching Spoon TV. Behind camera, Ernest Benda. Thanks to all of you for joining us, and have a good day. Bye-bye.